Nepad was born in River State 2008. And so we tried, first of all, to make sure that we have the necessary structure on ground, the office, the personnel, and all of that, to make sure that we have befitting office in terms of this, the modern technology, so that we're able to perform to our best capacity. So we've done that. And we had sensitization programs. We had the kickoff, a reference to the African peer review mechanism. The group that came in to review Nigeria in 2008 was in River State and the country. We had eminent professionals and eminent personalities from Africa, about 30 that visited Nigeria during that period. So we were reviewed, Nigeria was reviewed, and so that's how the journey began.
Okay, now, how has your Nepad program fostered investment opportunities in River State?
And when the governor came in, he wanted to make sure that the security problem was tackled, and we did that. And right now is the best, one of the best you can get now. The environment is conducive for investment. We have sufficient ratings for investment with reference to being the first government in Nigeria to be rated by Standard & Poor's and the Stitch agency. We have a comfortable a B rating, and also a B+ with Stitch agency. We're debt-free, and we have tremendous investments made in infrastructure, in schools, social services, and the rest of them.
What is the River State doing about, its accountability standards?
Yeah, I would say, try to put myself in an unbiased position. Try to look at it objectively. I would say River State has done tremendously well, given the fact that it's the first state that enacted into law the public procurement bill, the first state in the Federation, and also the first state that has passed the fiscal responsibility bill. Before you talk about accountability, transparency, and all that, you must set in place the right machinery, and it's in law. And that has been done. Now, procurements, contracts, they go through the process. It cuts away excesses, and it's the most prudent, efficient use of resources. And so that's there. And the governor, from time to time, renders account. He renders accounts even more than he should, with reference to how the money is spent, where the money came from, how much we received, and where they're being placed. We're now in the process where he's going through the 23 local government areas and giving his own rendering account of stewardship to those individuals. And it's a free-for-all. Anyone can speak, ask any question, he'll tell you. He'll tell you the projects that have been done, he'll tell you the money is being spent, who has the contracts, and all that. So that is one way of establishing some type of openness to governance, and transparency.
Okay. Now, economic development in a country like Nigeria requires more investment in infrastructure in order to circumvent the crisis of poor roads and insufficient power supply. How is the state working with the federal government to address these infrastructure challenges?
But the River State government has sufficient power right now to supply the whole state, constant power. The problem is in the distribution. And we're working with the federal government to make sure that is, at least we've given some autonomy on how to do that, to make that happen. I think through the IPP, the Independent Power Project plants, we're able to have that done. Hopefully the federal government, the president will allow that to happen in some key areas, key regions, where there's enough power generated already and there's a problem in distribution. Working with PHCN to make sure that the infrastructure, the distribution infrastructure is replaced or repaired. So we have enough. Even today, I had a conversation with someone in Port Harcourt, the capital city of River State, that told me that they've had more power, more electricity for the last several weeks, meaning that I think there's something that is being done.
What is the investment case for the private sector to partner with River State?
Well, earlier I had indicated that one of the things that we wanted to do was make sure we had a good credit rating, which we do. In terms of transparency and accountability, we are held accountable. So those are the factors as far as investment case and the security, because there's this perception during the height of the militancy in the state on that region in 2007 that that area was not safe. I can tell you anyone can go to River State today without the fear. And the fact is, crime is everywhere, and I don't want to compare, but there are other cities in Nigeria where crime is actually higher than in Port Harcourt. But anything that happens in that area is blown out and it made to be very insecure. But it is secure, and people can move about safely in the wee hours of the night without fear of threats of crime. But you know, you can't eradicate crime totally, and the government is responsible for you. To make an investment case, you must have a responsible government.
Now, development also entails better education and job creation strategies. In Nigeria, there is the persistent problem of youth unemployment and fewer graduates from the schooling system. How are you applying your mind to these social issues?
Well, in the area of schools, we're building a lot of schools, 105, well, healthcare, first of all, 105 primary healthcare centers, 300 model schools, and that's a lot, which we pushed up to about 750. And when they say model schools, you need to look at our secondary schools. Our secondary schools, when they're all completed, will almost be better than some colleges.
What is being done about the environmental conditions in the state? Programs like waste oil recycling.
Yes. The waste oil recycling actually is an initiative by Nepad, the River State Office of Nepad, in the PPP model, to partner with a private company to be able to collect our waste oil, which is all over the place, polluting the environment, the ones that go through the groundwater and all that, collect it and be able to clean it up, refine it, and then reproduce diesel, kerosene, and other additives. That will create jobs for the folks, for the youth especially. It will clean the environment, and then also generate internally generated income. So it's something that we're looking into, but there are also some other initiatives with reference to the River State government under the Ministry of Environment. We have, you know, there are so many spills. For instance, if you talk about what's happening in the Gulf, the BP situation, and it's sad that when it's outside, there's this cry and this urgency, but we have so much of it around us, especially in the Niger Delta area, for so many years, and we don't see that much outcry. But it's something that the government is taking seriously. There's an investigation on the spills that are going on there, and those investigations have been concluded. There are some cases where it's determined if there's sabotage, then that's the case. Otherwise, we'll make sure that the polluter pays.
Now, Nigeria has committed itself to meeting the MDGs, poverty reduction, sanitation, gender equality, and the rest of them. How has River State fared?
River State is doing a lot in that area with reference to the education that I indicated, the health, and then the women. The Ministry of Women Affairs is doing a lot to improve the quality of life for women. And also there's some agencies that we're working with. Then women are also given the opportunity to participate in governance. Because that's one key area. There must be stakeholders, equal stakeholders in policy making and all the rest of them. Because when you have more women in those areas, they will now advocate for women's issues and rights.